Hello everyone, this is Introvert Shy Guy, and welcome back to Princess Evangile. Okay, so where we left off, we just got admitted to Vincennes Academy, and we're just starting the new day, I would say, and apparently we got the news that he has to go through the first semester and go through a certain vote in order to stay in, and if not, he'd have to be kicked out. So yeah, that's where we left off. So yeah, anyway, today is August the 6th, so yeah, let's get started. Alright. Sister Mishima showed me to my classroom. Wow, the school building looks so new. I was expecting something older from a traditional school.
最近建て替えたんです。耐震基準などの問題もあったので。
Ah, I see.
バンセンヌも見た目は随分と変わりました。もっとも古くからの建物もありますが、お御堂などはそうですね。
With the opening ceremony over, the students were heading towards the school building. I was now surrounded by girls. I felt painfully conspicuous.
私が通っていた頃は、それこそ古色騒然としていて。でも、新しいのもいいものですね。
What? You were a student here too, sister?
ええ。ただ、バンセンヌでは珍しいことではないんですよ。教職員の9割以上は卒業生で構成されていますし、お母様おばあ様が卒業生というのも珍しくありません。おのずと付き合いも長くなります。一種、学校の範疇を超えたコミュニティのようなものと言えるでしょうね。
That's really amazing.
こちらがマサヤくんの靴箱になります。
The box. I don't know, I just like how they call it the box instead of like a shoe locker or something. There were slippers in my size inside.
教科書は教室にすでに置いてありますから。私がクラスの担任になります。
You know they
よろ
say
しくお願いしますね。
Sorry about that. You know he said slippers, but shouldn't they be like I'm pretty they're shoes I would say, but you know. My thoughts on the slippers thing, obviously they're like the more lightweight. They're not actual shoes, but you get the idea, you know. I just want to point that out. That's odd that they call those slippers instead of school shoes, I would say. Oh, right. Sister Mishima was my homeroom teacher. That was good. What? As I walked down the halls, I noticed something strange. What's that classroom with no one inside?
ああ、ええ、空き教室があるんです。
An unused classroom? What does that mean? An unused classroom? That's strange.
建て替える前はバンセンヌは6クラスあったんです。ただ、生徒の数がだんだんと減っていって。
Hey, you don't think the unused classroom could be foreshadowing that maybe this could be a place where the main character has sex with one of the girls here? I mean, I don't know, just throwing that out there because it's like, why would they mention a fucking unused classroom, you know? I mean, it has to be something used in it for this plot, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just my guess. I really don't know how this is going to happen, but yeah, like I said, my first guess right there. So, there you go. Oh, Risa-san mentioned something like that.
建て替える前から4クラスでした。だったらそれに合わせた校舎にするという考えも当然あったのですが。
They didn't do that?
まあ、理事会には様々な考えをお持ちの方がいらっしゃいますから。
The reformists and the traditionalists, I bet. Protect the old ways. There were clearly certain people who were passionate about that.
狭いコミュニティには独特の空気というものがあります。 建物が変わったところでそれはなかなか変わるものではないでしょうね。
Sister, were you on the reform side? I found myself asking without thinking.
学園の未来を決めるのは今の生徒たちですから。着きました。まさやくんは今日からここ2年 C 組に通うことになります。では入りましょう。
Right. I opened the door, every face turned to me. Oh god. Oh my god. Oh my, he's in our class? You've got to be kidding me. I wonder where he's going to sit. It goes without saying that the class was all girls, but the sight was still new to me. Oh boy. Ah, it's Rise-san. So we were in the same class, that was a relief. In a class like this, I was lucky if I wasn't driven out. Not much chance of making friends. Sister Mishima walked to the lecture and I followed after her.
どこでも構いません。皆さん、まずは席についてください。
I heard the rattling of chairs and then the classroom descended into silence. That kind of respect for authority was completely new to me. It was completely new to me too. In my old school, the chatter would have kept up much longer.
始業式で顔合わせは済んでいますが、新しいクラスメートですからね。改めて自己紹介していただきましょう。
Sister Mishima handed me the chalk. I wrote my name on the board, then gave a stiff bow. Okanagi Masaya, it's nice to meet you all. The classroom remained silent. There wasn't a single nice to meet you too.
席はどうしましょうか。番線ヌでは出席番号順の並びになるのですが。
I'm just gonna guess he's probably gonna sit next to the window, right? Because it's a traditional like anime protagonist seating, you know?
シスター。
Risa-san stood up immediately. Even in a classroom of girls, she stood apart from the rest.
私の隣が適切ではないかと思います。私が連れてきた人ですし。それもそうですね。では皆さん、出席番号順に座り直してください。
At her words, the students moved without hesitation to their seats. They know where to go, even without labels.
番線ヌではみんな顔と名前が一致していますからね。寮で生活していますし、まさにファミーユと言えるでしょう。
The family, that's a weird way to spell it. Is it actually a typo? Or I think maybe that could be a term, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of strange how it's... I've seen something like this, you know? The chairwoman used that word too. What does it mean? Oh, okay. So, yeah. So it is something different, but I thought it'd be like their true family, like, you know, like knowing each other. You know, family, you know what I'm saying? But it's weird that they spell it that way.
家族という意味のフランス語
Oh,
です。
okay. Well, that answers it then. Family, huh? I like the sound of it. I mean, it's obvious, man. Like, you know, they know each other, they're very intimate. The word was appealing to someone like me who had lived without a family for so long. Aw, damn. But why do you write it in Roman letters? I've seen them mixed in from time to time.
元がフランスからのミッションが設立したからでしょうか。他にも生徒の一名とかは外部の人には面白く感じられると思いますよ。
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. And it is a Christian school after all, and when it's a Christian school, there's always bound to be some Latin wordings and stuff. I should know because I've been into a Christian school, so... Titles?
ああ、平たく言えばあだ名のことです。
Before she could say any more, the students finished taking their seats.
では、まさやくんもこれを持って席にどうぞ。
Yes. I took the pile of textbooks off the lecture and walked to the desk beside Risa-san. We exchanged a few pleasantries, but I noticed that she wouldn't meet my eyes. I wonder why. From there, morning homeroom began. It went about the same as at my old school. Homeroom ended and Sister Mishima left. So I'm guessing, I don't know if this is the same in Japan, but like homeroom is basically just a place for you to either interact with students or just do your homework or studies or whatever. Like basically it's just a sort of time window for you to relax and just chill in this one room, right? Because I mean that's what I've done in like my homeroom, I think both in middle school and high school. Although mostly in high school we had homeroom. Middle school it was just like once in a while, you know. It was homeroom there was much different than in high school. Because in high school, for what I did is what I mentioned before. You just chill, either study or do your homework or just talk with students and stuff that are assigned a certain time window that would last about either 30 minutes to an hour, that kind of thing. So leave in the comments if maybe that's also the same in Japanese schools, because, I'm kind of interested. There are a few minutes before first period started. Normally the class would probably be alive with chatter. But at the moment it was totally silent. Is Vincenus always like this? Sorry, I thought it was it's. It's is, so. I looked around the classroom. As I looked around, any girl I looked at quickly averted her eyes. No, this is probably unusual. What is it? Finally, someone met my eyes. It was almost a relief. What? Reese bowed her head low to me. For heaven's sake, he's making Reese-san grovel to him. Jesus. How dare he treat our Soleil de École that way? What the fuck does that mean? I know it's French or Latin. I'm assuming French, because, French missionaries and stuff. Just what is that man trying to do? What? Did I do something wrong? The reactions aside, I was starting to panic. Oh, wait a minute, Risa-san, what's going on? Look at me. What? About what? She finally looked up to me, at me. Ah. I was pretty sure I wouldn't have refused, no matter the conditions. All I had wanted was to see her again. It's alright, I'm not offended. I don't really care about it anyway. Besides, in the end, if I'm not accepted after a year, I couldn't stay anyway, right? So sooner or later, it doesn't make a difference. I mean, she does have a point, because it's like, even though there is a certain time span and stuff, the fact that it would have to be just one semester rather than an entire year, it would give him enough time to interact with other students and show them that he's normal. But since it's such a short window of time, you'd have to do this like faster and stuff, and that significantly lowers the chance of him staying. So, I mean, honestly, I agree with Rise that it's quite unfortunate, so... What? Miyagi? Right. Of course. The bell rang and the teacher entered. Naturally, the teacher was a woman. Class proceeded solemnly. The only sounds were the scratching of chalk on the board and pages turning in textbooks. The scratching of pens and notebooks and curt answers to the instructor's questions. They're so serious. I guess that's a charm. That's a charm school for you. I couldn't help but admire them, but at the same time, I had a concern. I was afraid that those illusions that boys tend to have about girls might get shattered. I had a friend whose sister went to an all-girls school. He told me of the harsh reality of life there. They're basically old men. From what my friend said, they don't mind farting. Okay. Well, that was probably just a minority, but he said many just let their personal grooming slip. Some didn't even care if their panties were showing. Well, I guess that goes without saying anyway. In addition, the classrooms have a distinctive odor, sweat mixed together with makeup and food. And for some reason, they really like poop jokes. I was a full-blooded man, and I did have certain illusions about girls. There was a part of me that was afraid of cracks forming in those illusions, but that wasn't true at all. No one's panties were showing. The room actually had a nice smell to it. As far as I could see, they were all polished young ladies. I guess Vincennes is a cut above in more respects than one. I mean, I guess it should be obvious, because it's like, this is a high-class, like, you know, elite type of school, so of course everyone would be, like, well-mannered and stuff, but I guess the all-girls school that he probably just heard about is just a, you know, regular, like, I would say, you know, not high class, just like a normal, or could be low class, but I would say normal, I would say kind of girls school where of course like girls would just, you know, act as any other human being, like not be all super polished and ladylike, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, so it's quite obvious that everyone is like very polished and, you know, very ladylike and stuff, so yeah.
Masaya-san.
何
かわからないことがあったら遠慮なく聞いてくださいな。
Thanks.
授業はどうだった？ちゃんとわかったかしら？
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can keep up.
そう、それはよかった。転入なんて何かと大変でしょうし、その点ちょっと心配ではあったの。
Also, I noticed that when the bells start ringing, there's like a little bar that just showed up. I guess it just shows you the schedule, like what time is and stuff. So I'm pretty sure it's lunchtime. I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna point out, I'm not really going to, obviously I'm not gonna read what it says, like, oh, it's lunchtime homeroom and stuff. So if you see that up there, it's like there and stuff. I thought it's just pretty cool, but I just wanted to point that out that I do see it and stuff. So it's just that like I was busy looking at the text box below that I didn't say anything or comment. I did see religious theory on the schedule. I've never had that class before.
それは普通の道徳と捉えていただいて結構よ。ミッション系としての特色はありますけどね。
My Risa-san is just speaking to that boy. She really is progressive, isn't she? I glanced over at the source of the whispers. Risa-san seemed to hear them as well, but she just shrugged.
まあ初日だもの、仕方がないわね。そのうちみんなも慣れるはずだわ。
Right. But while their reaction to me was natural, they also seemed to be giving Risa-san a wide berth.
どうかなさったの？マサヤさん？
No, I just had this feeling like I was being watched. I took a look out the door, but there was no one in the hallway except people walking past.
それはそうでしょう。今のあなたは良くも悪くも注目の的だわ。
Right, that's true, but still.
あまり気にしないことね。
Risa-san seemed to think it was just anxiety, so she reassured me and then left the room. It isn't that. It was hard to explain, but there had been a certain intensity in that gaze. Like their eyes were looking right through me. I didn't expect someone to have a personal grudge against me on my first day here. It couldn't just be someone with a crush, that would be too convenient. It must be someone who really hates men. As the recess began following second period, the class suddenly broke out into whispers. The entire class turned towards the door. A group of students entered. It's Grand Fleur. What could La Tutsuer possibly want with us? Also, I apologize if I'm gonna be like butchering French words and stuff. It's, you know, like I said, hard to pronounce and stuff, but I just thought I'd just tell you that there's gonna be some mispronunciations and stuff that will happen. So yeah.
お好みまさやくん、少々お時間をいただいてもよろしいでしょうか。
Oh, of course. Wow, she's gorgeous. Yeah, because she's long-haired and blonde. Is that right? A girl who could give Risa-san a run for her money stood at the head of the group with a leisurely air. I don't know why I said flare, but I mean, you know, could be the same thing, but air and flare. I mean, you get what I'm saying.
私、妙義マリカと申します。
Oh, so that is Miyagi.
まさやくんにご挨拶をと思って伺いましたの。
Ah, oh, well, thank you. Tutsuer came especially to see him. I'm sorry, this is gonna be so funny, me trying to, like, say words and just, like, butchering them so hard. So, if you could just withstand that and stuff, that's great. But, you know, I'm still gonna say it and everything, like, just because. I really don't care, you know, but it's just a thing that's going to happen. So, I'm sorry if I'm saying this again. I know you've heard me the first time, but I'm just, you know, saying. I can't believe it. It's preposterous. He should have gone to her. Oh no, he can't be allowed to visit Marika-sama. Well, what should I have done then? Miyagi?
何か。
Oh, nothing. The name was familiar, but I couldn't remember where I'd heard it. It's from Rise. She'd said that before, or no, he mentioned it, but then Rise responded. So, yeah, even I kind of forgot. It's been a week or a few weeks, I would say, since I've started playing this. So I apologize. La Tutsuer, is that your nickname, Miyagi-san?
あだ名。
Ah. A girl at the back of the crowd stepped forward and glared at me sharply. I just love how he just showed up in the background, his head back. I don't know, that was pretty funny.
あなた、あだ名とは何よ。失礼ね。ちゃんと一名と言いなさい。
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. Nickname is like kind of short. Title is like... It's like, title is kind of like, you know, how you prefer someone as a teacher or a professor, or like it's like a rank naming, I would say. Something like that, I would assume. Right.
美月さん、まさやさんは今日から通い始めたのだから、万世の独特の用語には慣れていなくて当然ではなくって。あと、妙義さんではないわ。マリカ様と呼びなさい。いいわね。
Right.
いいのですよ、美月。でも、私としてもまさやくんを呼び捨てで呼ぶことは無理そうですし。さて、まさやくん、あなたはまずは1学期最後のプルミエールジャッジメントをくぐり抜けなければなりません。せいぜい頑張ってくださいね。では。
With that, Marika and her entourage departed the classroom. The entire class let out a sigh of relief. Is she famous or something?
ええ。ラ・トゥトゥスール。生徒会長に任命される前からグランデフルールとしてストに有名だったわ。
Huh?
ちんぷんかんぷんという顔ね。後で説明するわ。
Please do. I feel like I'm walking through a minefield here. Why did that girl get so mad at me?
美月さんは
Is a traditionalist, right? I mean, I've seen most of the gameplay, so yeah, Mitsuki girl, she is traditional. She's opposed to men coming here. So she's a friend of yours?
バンセンヌの生徒たちはみんな友達と言えるわ。何しろファミーユですもの。
I see.
美月さんはマリカ様のシェフドコールとなってから少し変わってしまった。前はああいう感じではなくて。
The bell rang and we took our seats. Everyone at school was like friends and family. I didn't think she was lying, but in a school with several hundred students, some relationships would be stronger than others. It seemed to me that Risa-san's relationship to Mitsuki has been one of the stronger ones.